recorded and will be made available on our YouTube channel. Your microphones questions throughout this session via the chat tool. Time will be allocated at the end for the speakers to answer all these questions. And again, use the hashtag InmesInsight for any questions you want to give us via Twitter. And then please take some time to complete our survey after this webinar. So today, the speakers are going to be myself, John Reilly from NMIS, Gordon Semple from Booth Welsh, and Chris McComb from iTech. So the contents today, I'm going to talk a little bit about NMIS itself. We'll then speak about the Digital Process Manufacturing Centre, the Digital Factory, a little bit about digital activity team within NMIS, and then really about how to get connected in our activity journey. So what is the National Manufacturing Scotland? It's manufacturing R&D facilities where research, industry, and public sector work to transform skills, productivity, and innovation to attract investment and manufacturing. So yeah, it says their collaboration at the heart of this. We're operated through the University of Clyde. We are part of the high value manufacturing capital, working with other centres like CPI, AMRC, TCW, and NCC. We are supported by the Scottish Government and the UK Scottish Enterprise Skills Development Mentorship. So we do have a lot of backing. So again, what does NMIS do? We're here to de-risk innovation with industry. Again, we accelerate innovation by enabling manufacturing companies to trial and test new processes, applications, and technologies. We demonstrate new manufacturing technologies and processes at an earlier stage. We also encourage supply chain collaboration at the research stage of product development. We provide access to modern equipment and expertise to support prototyping, testing, and scale up to industrial production, thereby again helping de-risk investment, especially for small businesses. As you see on the right there, some of the facilities, specialist facilities. So we've got the Advanced Forming Research Centre, which is all about forging and forming. We've got the Lightweight Manufacturing Centre, which is all about lightweight composite materials. And the new Digital Factory, which is all about digitalisation, and what we're here to talk about today. And finally, we've also got the Skills Academy, which I'll go to talk a little bit about here. So the Skills Academy is here to help current and future workers for companies to train them for what is required in manufacturing. So they also provide online CPD training courses, digital advanced manufacturing topics. They also provide one-to-one support, workshops, also bespoke support. And again, they can signpost you to further learning. Again, it's backed by the Scottish and European government. So let me talk a little bit about the Digital Factory. It's the new facility which is being built just in the Glasgow Airport. If you know the Advanced Forming Research Centre is the other side. Just go through a wee video showing the new facility. Yeah, it's a nice purple there, meant to represent the Scottish. So the whole idea of the Digital Factory is to be an open and collaborative space. So as we come into what is a kind of coffee space where the public can come in, have coffee, but can also collaborate with people in NMIS, whether it be NMIS staff, NMIS members, etc. And we really want this to be a collaborative and open space for everyone to use. Going up the stairs, it's open plan. This is for staff, also NMIS members. If they want staff to work, they can come to the Digital Factory to work in this environment, again allowing collaboration between all of us. You see there's lots of desks and lots of seats. The video takes us back down to the ground floor. It will take us to the house. So again, we're all about being open to the public and collaboration. Are available for use for anyone, so you can just get in in contact with us. These are open and available for use for anything you want to do. But again, they will be getting used by NMIS to provide lectures. Now we're into the workshop, and we're going through what's called the window of the world, and this is for people to come in and be able to see what's happening in the workshop. So within the workshop, there are all going to be particular zones and areas of interest. So, for example, there's going to be a cobot demo at the front, so people can come along and see exactly what's happening here. And this demo as well, and a cyber physical manufacturing cell demo. Other things which will be of interest to industry, again, will be the liaison, and industry 4.0 sprint cell. These small projects where you can quickly trial it. What will be interesting to people here on this is the machine 4.0, all about getting data out of the machines. We've got robots and cobots, and further on, oh no, sorry, I think actually we look at the smart quality systems, which is all about measurement and metrology. And we'll also have a digital factory. Yeah, we've got electrification and virtual commissioning, so that's another big push as we're doing at the moment. So we can commission equipment, but in a more collaborative way, and not needing to be in person. Again, another big push is remake, so how to use equipment rather than just getting rid of it all the time. And that really is all the zones that are going to be within the digital factory. Again, this will be open for people to come view and see and get tours. It's finally open within this year. So I'll now pass you over to Gordon to talk a lot more about the Digital Process Manufacturing Centre. Cheers.
Thanks, John. So my name is Gordon Semple. I'm the Consultancy Services Director for Booth Welsh, and we've been doing a lot of investment over the last few years in technology development and digitalisation, and hence why we are now sort of delivering a large-scale transformation project, which we'll touch on later in the presentation. So the Digital Process Manufacturing Centre, or DPMC, what is it? If you want to go on the next slide, John. It's an NMIS specialist centre being developed by Strathclyde University, the Centre for Process Innovation, CPI, North Ayrshire Council. But it focuses specifically on the process manufacturing sector, but it is available to all manufacturers. Now, phase 1 of the DPMC is being built within a head office facility in the I-3 Park in Irvine, and we're very excited about that prospect. It's currently being built at the moment. Its overall aim is aligned with the NMIS vision for research industry and the public sector to work together to transform skills, productivity, and innovation to attract investment, which John touched on earlier. If you actually go back a slide, John, so we see phase 1 effectively as a, I like to call it, an Apple store for industry. It will be there for to come to start to play with the technology, see what it could potentially do for them. There'll also be digital training courses, digital demonstrations, discussions about how to deploy digital strategy, project execution. So very much say within North Ayrshire, very excited to have it on our doorstep. But yeah, it's sort of as a sample. Next one, John. And this is an artist's of what the campus will look like when it's completely sealed up. However, phase 1 sort of centre is our head office facility, so that's the existing building. And the left-hand section of that sort of left-hand front is a warehouse, and that's where the construction works are taking place for phase 1 of the PMC. The campus, as you see it there, the sort of scaled-up version, and a new permanent building on the right-hand side. At the moment, that's just vacant greenfields, but as I say, that's the version. There's also some manufacturing outlets there to try and attract businesses to the campus. So very exciting prospect for us. We'd like to have it on our doorstep, and it's great to have it within North
Thanks very much, Gordon. So yeah, I will talk a little bit about the digital connectivity theme within NMIS. So what do we do? Essentially, we enable digital transformation in Industry 4.0. So we're all about the optimization, the sharing of data, the visualization, and passing it on to further along the chain to do historical data analytics, predictive maintenance, and potentially adaptability with like closed loop control. The areas in which the kind of connectivity marks in is data acquisitions, whether it be machines, sensors, or vision systems themselves, information and networking. So we're interested in connectivity, it would be Ethernet or Ethercat, but also wireless, working in private 5G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, etc. Key focus is data storage, whether that be on-premise or cloud, or a mixture of both. And again, data and system integration, so message buses, IoT platforms, data integration, PLCs, and closed loop control. Obviously, with all this data, we're keen on utilizing it, again, interacting with it. So we do have understandings and use of HMIs, dashboards, SCADAs, and digital twins. Again, we like to use and understand all the wired and wireless sensors that are out there at the moment. But with all this information and data collected, we then do pass it on to other teams within the NMIS digital team, like the data analytics, robotics, the visualization team. So how did we get started in our connectivity journey? So small scale projects is how we started. The first kind of small scale project we did was with a AFRC member called BIST, and it was all about low cost sensors measuring energy consumption. And these were installed into 3 different machines. One, a very low truncated machine, which was a Matsuura, then there was a bandsaw, and then a welder. So for the first 2, simple current clamps, and we then communicated the data over Ethernet and Wi-Fi for the different machines. And finally, for the welder, BitsList provided their own bits box for, which you can see on the right there, which is just simple off-the-shelf type components like a Raspberry Pi and Arduino. So what were the results of this low-cost sensors? Was getting live data on energy consumption from each of the 3 machines, and this is integrated into BitsList ERP system, which again allowed us to see when machines were on, off, or idle, but also allowed us to calculate the energy consumed. So as you can see here, this is the data in the BitsList ERP system, and if you look in the bottom right, the table, you can see when the machine was on and it was active, on was idle, and it was off. And you get a kind of tally of total run times, and again, this would be used to calculate whether it be emissions. Another small scale project was integrating lots of small systems. So for this kind of project, we had a hydraulic press, we also had a furnace, thermocouples, and hot edge detection vision system, and again, a few other external sensors. So what was the problem with this? Well, the problem was that all the data from this process was being saved individually onto each of these pieces of equipment. So this wasn't very good because it was like see what was happening. It was always after the fact to and see what went wrong. Because there were systems, it was to synchronize or harmonize all this, which again made it more difficult for data analytics. So what did we do? We scrapped all the data and we put it through a PF with Beckhoff to integrate all of these systems into the benefit that all data was in the one place had a unified timestamp. Again, just a bit that benefits the life. So it can provide a HMI, a single source for all this data, unified timestamp, remote access to the data because the PLC was connected to the network, extendable. So if we require more connections or more data, we can simply add this. And I'm going to example of the dashboard. this made this all very nice. Had a unified timestamp, and we could create these allowed much quicker single file rather than put together lots of files and having to align their time together. So what kind of model we wanted to maybe go a bit larger and maybe connect a few more machines. So we worked with a company called ATS, all these different machines, wire cutting machines, interest in environment. So the challenges with this was that all machines use different communication tools. So we had to connect them up, and we used a platform called Ignition, which allowed us to connect these different machines. So for example, a CMI furnace used C7, and our environmental sensors used actual Siemens S7 as well. But we had another machine there as well, the radio, which used Modbus TCP. So using this platform and connecting in lots of different machines, we were able to extract all the data from these machines, create nice graphs which were live data, but we could also extract the data at a later date for historical analysis. And again, this is where we moved into environmental data. So we started connecting up temperature and humidity probes into the machining workshop because there was issues with high temperatures leading to higher tolerances in the cutting of the machines. And again, back to the roots of energy consumptions for the machines, and we could see when they were on, off, or idle. Again, allowing us to understand our energy consumption. And again, with all that information, we can do overall efficiency just to understand each of the individual machines, how much availability they had, how often they were used, and how often they weren't. So with that proof of concept completed, we then want to connect every single machine within the AFRC. As you go into this here, this is a layout of the AFRC, and as you can see here, there are a lot. 73 to be precise. So it's quite an undertaking to do. So we did a little breakdown of all the machines and their capabilities. So again, 73. We had 12 which were connected and were extracting live data. But we then also had 25 which we knew were manual or legacy machines, which again would require some power consumption after the fact sensors to try and extract some useful data. So for example, with the power consumption, we get the on-off and idle. But we did also have 36 machines, which we weren't too sure. They had some data, but we weren't 100% sure how we could extract the data itself. So with this daunting task, we created a tender, which we then had an open data allow all builders to understand really the scope of it, because again, I can show you slides in 73 doesn't seem too many, but when you see the size and scale and the layouts, it is quite a challenge. This actually led to a collaboration between the three companies which won it, which are both Welsh, Predator Software and Expert Rule. And again, this really allowed them to focus on the area of expertise. And we were nominated for a Go Award in the public procurement, and we won the award. So even in our procurement, we've shown innovation and collaboration. So what's the data that we're trying to collect? So we're wanting to collect power consumption of all 73 machines. We're also wanting building condition monitoring, so temperature, humidity, vibration, light, noise. So these are about 190 sensors. And then again, we're wanting data acquired from the machines themselves, so 48 machines. So all this data needs to be stored somewhere, and our idea is to store it in a centralized data lake, which means this data will be allowed to be used by other systems. So this is just a kind of high level representation. So with a centralized data storage, unified timestamp and all that, this data could be used in other systems like your MES, your ERPs, digital twins. It could be used for closed loop control, digital passports and HMIs. a kind of more detailed architecture of what a full industry 4.0 manufacturing workshop kind of looks like, all the way from the shop floor all the way up to the office tools like MES and ERP type systems. I will pass you on to Chris to talk more about this project and the dashboard.
Right, so as John said, I'm Chris McComb. I'm the Managing Director of iTech. We were acquired by Booth Welsh a couple of years ago, so we work as a division of the organisation or at the factory automation level. So this project, as John said, we worked closely with two of our partner companies, one being Reilly, who do the dashboard, and the other being Predator, who have got extremely good knowledge of machine connectivity, and I'll go through and discuss how that happened and what that did for us during the project. But the dashboard you can see here went through a few iterations as we developed the right look and feel. We've tried white backgrounds and coloured backgrounds, but we've came up with this kind of very nice NMIS livery to display that, and it's available on any web portal type platform, so you can get it phone, tablet, laptop, and even on smart devices like smart TVs. We can present it on that, and we'll go through and show you how to do that so that the dashboard is presenting that information throughout the business. So if you want the next slide, please, John. So obviously you log in and you'll go into the first slide. And again, these layouts went through a few iterations to get it nice and clean and simple. Sometimes these things can be really busy, but we've got it to a stage that we've got them when they're nice and clean. And the drawing that John showed earlier, showing all the machines, this is a really high level overview of those areas. What we're not showing here is that we're actually showing some stuff that's moved to the NMIS digital factory. Some of the machines have moved over there, and we've followed them, and we're still monitoring the data on those 7 assets, Gordon. I'm trying to remember the number that's moved, and it'll obviously get a bigger number as the NMIS digital factory grows. So here you can see a very, very high level overview of what the utility usage is at the NMIS facility. And we can get some nice overview graphs and how many assets are online, offline, and it shows you all the assets. So then what you can do is, and it's not interactive here, it's just screenshots, but you can then select the area of the business you want to look into. So if it's the workshop, you click on the workshop and it's interactive, and it'll hover over and it'll give you the stats for each of them as well. We've now entered the hot workshop and we've got all the machines that are there. When you hover over the machine, it tells you the machine data and gives you environmental information on the area around that. So to get to that stage, we've had to connect to every machine, and some of them, as John says, are quite simple. They've got an Ethernet port, and you connect to that, and you've got that straight in. But some of them are legacy and they're older, and we're having to convert from older Modbus or older types of technology. But the guys at Predator are experts at that, and we're working closely with them in extracting that. And we can extract everything out of these machines, all that data. Now, you wouldn't want to present all of that, so you can, when we go on to the next slide, which I don't want to go into yet, we'll go in and show you what we mean by that. But here we've now got an overview, a graphical image of the machine if it's on, idle or off, with the green bar, for example, that's around the machine, and we're getting an overview of the assets online and the total energy being used. And again, we can look at the machine graphical format here. We've got some nice kind of high level stats on each of the machines lower down. So we then drive into the machine. Click on the next slide, please, John. This is I was going into the dashboards of the machine, and this is kind of real detailed level of information. This you wouldn't really present on a high level screen. You would have this more on a desktop or a laptop type based dashboard. But this dashboard here is completely configurable. You don't need to leave it looking like that. It's not like a SCADA, which is fixed. You get what you get. You can go in here and change if you want to look at a different attribute of the machine. You can change the actual position A, B, and C, and you can change that to anything of that type of machine. Each machine is different. You're getting a high-level view of the machine usage. So again, that OE data that John was discussing earlier, a simple health monitor of the machine, telling you the status of it, all the energy and utility data, and of course the environmental data. So we've got strategically placed around the facility 190 environmental sensors telling us those 5 environmental assets, And that means we can start to monitor the environment locally to each machine and bring that data back as part of that data set. Again, we can go in here now and you can go into the graphical set, so we can look at the graphs. Go to the next slide, please, John. And that's us data. And again, we can configure this as we want. We have as many tag points as we want, and we can chop and change them as you want to do. It's not fixed the position thing. So if you want to start to do analysis on environmental, so for example vibration, where we're running a high-end piece of machining, you can start to analyze all that data on this graph real time, and of course you can do it historically, and you can export that to any format that you want to then take away and create a report on. So this is really only the introduction level of the dashboard. The next level we want to do analytics of that is the next level of the project, and that's when you'll start to do analysis of all this data. So all we're doing really is presenting that data in a clear fashion, but it's completely configurable. It's drag and drop technology. It's very, very simple to change what you're looking at and how you're looking at that data. Again, it's all the right kind of login. It's nice and clear. And scale to work on, as I said, tablets and mobiles and other devices, and it slightly cleans up the imagery to suit each of those devices. And if I just go to the last slide for me, I think this is how we're doing this. So we're showing around the facility on this reception, this data, and they'll cycle round specific dashboards that you want to see. Some of them you might want to then be able to select that. So again, just a simple mouse and you can change and view that. But we're getting data back into these dashboards through a really nice view of all the technology panels that we're doing there. So we've cut a hole in a few of them and see the technology that's in there. So it's some simple 7 PLC equipment from Siemens that we're bringing back the environmental data into, and you can see at the bottom a small environmental box that's got locks, humidity and temperature installed on it. Vibration is also installed either on the floor or on beams around that area, and that data's all coming back, as is the data coming back directly from the machines. We also have an energy panel that you can't see there that's connected to the machine, bringing back the energy usage of each of the 73 assets, and that's both CTs and DTs. Really accurate measurement of the power usage, and on top of that we have got local operator panel indication. So again, that's more views of the dashboard, but they're interactive, and you can actually move about those and start to change things on the dashboard locally if you want to see something very specific. Back to John. That's the
Thanks very much. No, that was great. And yeah, as Chris was saying, so the cutout panels, yeah, as NMIS, we're all about collaboration and teaching others. So that was the ideas of these cutout panels, so people can actually see what goes on to get this type of data. Because everyone just sees panels and they're always closed. And no one knows what's actually happening behind them. Sure enough, that it's not just magic. With Industry 4.0, we're collecting real-time power consumption, condition monitoring of the building, and again, real-time power consumption of like all NMIS buildings. And sustainability now being such a big thing, they go and merge quite nicely together, because you fully understand how much power you're using, how much CO2 you're emitting, and your costs. Obviously, this is of keen interest to everyone at the moment with the price of electricity and gas, but within industry, this is really important as well. I'll pass you on to Gordon, because he would like to talk a little bit more about Environment 4.0.
Yeah, thanks, John. Yeah, I mean, we set up a phase within with Welsh Environment 4.0 because we realised that when we were doing a lot of our digital development of our industrial platforms a few years ago, that there was a phase shift coming from not just looking at what business benefits digital technology can bring to make businesses more productive, more efficient, use less waste and so on. The big focus was sustainability and how also we can help the carbon footprint of each individual business and the wider environment itself. So we sort of played on the Industry 4.0 and coined the phrase Environment 4. And it does really look at how businesses can embrace digital transformation, not just to provide business benefits, but to reduce their carbon footprint, help the environment on their own journey to net zero. But still, of course, which is very important, receive a strong return investment. So there's no longer a trade-off between profit and business benefits here while helping the environment. We believe digital technologies can align your businesses and environmental goals and achieve measurable results in things like efficiency, as I said, performance mitigation, reduction in waste, but still be profitable. So sustainability is on everyone's radar at the moment, and none more so in the last 12 to 18 months with COP26 and the spotlight on the UK itself. And Industry 5.0 is just around the corner if it's not here already, which puts more focus on the environment and society itself. Do you go to the next slide, John? So yeah, just really to explain a wee bit more of where we are coming from here, how we believe that the digital technology can align with the environment. So on the left, you see typically what the business benefits bring if you introduce digital platforms to your process or your manufacturing business. And on the right-hand side, you'll see 17 of the UN's Global Sustainability Development Goals, which they've designed as a sort of blueprint for everyone to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. But how can we align that with industry? Well, we believe that if you can adopt some of these digital technologies and introduce things like a right first time approach, then you're naturally going to be more productive, you're going to be more efficient, you save energy and reduce your own emissions. And John, if you click to the next section there, we sort of think, well, here's the obvious ones that you can look at as what are just shown as business benefits, but are now environmental benefits. So you're getting things right first time, you're getting more accurate sensors and data, and you're able to increase plant uptime, save energy, even remote assistance as well, which was introduced, probably accelerated by the pandemic, when people couldn't travel and we had to rely on remote support. That's here to stay now. But these all feed into how we're actually helping by embracing digital technology. So the environment, just to finish, the Environment 4 concept is very much aligned, we believe, with Industry 5.0, as I say, which is just coming around the corner. And it shifts the focus from shareholder value to stakeholder value, really reinforces the role and contribution of industry to society.
Thanks very much, Gordon. Appreciate it. Sorry. Yeah, everyone, thank you very much for attending this INMA's Insight. Really, we'll now start taking a look at your questions and we'll try our best to answer. If not, feel free to message either myself or Gordon after it, and we'll try our best to answer your questions. Sorry, is there any questions? Anyone got anything? Sorry, I might be looking at the wrong bit here.
No, you're looking at the right bit, John. There's no questions on the chat box just now. But as you said, yeah, and if anyone wants to get in touch with you, that's perfectly fine afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, but cheers. Thanks very much.
There's one. Oh, John, sorry, one's just popped in there.
So Jim's asked, how do you do the cost-benefit analysis of investment versus the potential improvements? I think that's maybe, is it to Gordon? Is this about the sustainability?
Yeah, I mean, where do you start? I think is a lot. We get asked a lot. Where do you start with this? I think rather than to be able to put a number on the bigger picture, I think you start in small chunks. You try and address maybe a bit of your operations or your process, and do a sort of trial on what you can achieve. Because the cost of deployment of this technology now is certainly a lot more affordable than it used to be. You used to have to piggyback on the back of a control system that used to cost tens and hundreds of thousands of pounds. Now you can deploy the hardware certainly a lot more cost effective. And as I say, bite it off in small chunks, see what it can do for you in a small pilot project, and then scale that up. And that's how I would suggest that you tackle it, and you can see what benefits you can gain from doing a sort of small trial, a small area of the plant, even just one bit of equipment, just like you touched on earlier, John, how you started your journey. So I believe you just treat it in small chunks, and then you can see it for yourself the benefits, and you're not expending too much capital in doing that.
Yeah, I would agree with you there, Gordon, as well. Yeah, just do it what we did, small chunks, easiest way to do it. But also, Jim, once we kind of completed more of these kind of projects, we will be creating white paper documents and letting people understand the cost benefit analysis of the projects that we've done. Because as I said, NMIS is all about collaboration and helping Scottish manufacturing. So we will share more of these details when they come out. If there's no other questions, then I'll just like to thank everyone for coming. I'd like to thank Gordon and Chris for speaking as well. And have a good day, everyone. Appreciate it.
That's great. Thanks very
much.
Thanks,
Bye.
John.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, everyone. And we'll just bring the webinar to a close. Thank you.